Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try to do things perfectly, you still end up stuck? You spend hours tweaking, fixing, redoing, but instead of feeling accomplished, you end up tense, behind, and doubting yourself. And the worst part? You see others doing less but somehow getting further. As someone who's struggled with crippling perfectionism my whole adult life, I know how challenging it can get. So in this video I will show you why you feel stuck even when you do your best, the hidden truth behind perfectionism that is holding you back, and how to actually let go of that constant self-criticism without lowering your standards. Let's start with the real reason why you feel stuck even when doing your best. A few years ago, I decided to build an e-commerce business. With my digital marketing background, I thought this shouldn't be too hard for me. My plan was to launch it within a month or two. But the moment I began, something inside me flipped. Every design element, every product description, every photo, I thought that all of it had to be perfect. So I kept tweaking, polishing, adjusting, and tweaking again. In the end, 2 months turned into 6. I changed the design multiple times, rewrote every product description, added and removed entire product lines. Hundreds of hours, all trying to make sure it was flawless before launch. Because in my mind, if it was perfect, then I couldn't fail. I thought to myself that I was just being thorough. But when I finally launched it, things didn't go as I imagined. The sales were coming in, but it wasn't profitable. And instantly my brain said, see, it didn't work out. It's not meant for you. So instead of learning and improving, which seems like a logical thing to do, I convinced myself I had wasted 6 months on the wrong project. Looking back now, it wasn't the business that failed, it was my belief that it had to be perfect right from the start. And that's the trap of perfectionism at its finest. At first, it convinces you that everything has to be just right. The logo, the layout, the copy, the marketing strategy. It makes you think that without perfect preparation, you will fail. So you polish, revise, and overthink. And when you finally launch, reality hits. Things don't go exactly as planned, because they never do. And instantly that all or nothing voice shows up. See, you didn't do it well enough. Otherwise it would have succeeded. So what's the point? That's the moment perfectionism kills more dreams than failure ever could. Because underneath all of that effort isn't ambition, it's fear. It's a protection strategy trying to keep you safe. But what is it protecting you from? Let me explain. When my e-commerce project failed, I told myself I just needed to do better next time. Find the right niche, do better research, pick the perfect product. I thought if I could just get everything right this time, success would finally come. But then it happened again. A few more projects, but the same story. Months of planning, analyzing, building and tweaking, only to get the same disappointing result. I didn't understand how could I put in so much effort and still fail. At first, I thought maybe I wasn't smart enough or capable enough to succeed. I believed that success came from perfection. But after some sessions with my therapist, it finally clicked. I wasn't chasing perfection to make something amazing. I was chasing it to feel safe. Safe from criticism, from failure, from being seen and judged. And that's the thing most people never realize. Perfectionism disguises itself as high standards, but in reality, it's a safety mechanism. Your brain learned early that getting things right meant connection and approval, while making mistakes meant distance and disapproval. So it connected achievement to safety and imperfection to danger. Every time you got praised, your body felt calm and safe. You felt good. But every time you felt criticized or embarrassed, your body tensed up like something bad was about to happen. Perfectionism is not a part of your personality, it's conditioning. So now, when you're about to do something uncertain, your nervous system becomes alert. It says, I gotta control everything so I don't get hurt. Not to make you succeed, but to protect you. But the good thing is, you can actually rewire this protection mechanism so it stops sabotaging your life. Let me show you how. So after realizing my perfectionism wasn't about high standards but about safety, I honestly thought the fix would be simple. I just needed to be kinder to myself. But of course it wasn't that easy. Every time I tried to create something, that same inner voice came back, pointing out flaws, warning me I wasn't ready, whispering that I would embarrass myself again. And the more I tried to silence it, the louder it got. Until one day I tried something different. I stopped arguing with it. I stopped trying to make it go away. I just let it be there. That tight, anxious feeling in my chest and that voice in my head. And instead of resisting, I said to myself, I hear you. I know you're trying to protect me, but I'm safe. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be seen. That's how I grow. The voice didn't disappear. but it softened. And in that moment I realized self-criticism isn't an enemy. It's just a part of you trying to keep you safe in a very inefficient way. Like a super anxious bodyguard constantly shouting warnings even when you're not in danger. You don't need to get rid of it. You need to retrain it. And here is how you can do it in 3 simple steps. Step number 1, recognizing the voice. The moment that harsh voice shows up, pause. Don't argue with it. Don't try to silence it. Just notice it and label it. This is fear talking, or this is anger talking. That one label separates you from the voice. It reminds your brain that it's not the ultimate truth. It's just an old safety reflex trying to keep you from getting hurt. Step number 2 is to soothe yourself. Once you have noticed it, calm your body first. Take a few slow breaths in and talk to that voice like you would talk to a good friend. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm okay. You can even place hands on your heart or shoulders. This shows your nervous system you're safe. You don't need to make the fear disappear. Just let it be there and take one small step forward anyways. And this brings us to step number 3, rebuilding safety through action. Every time you do something imperfect, post a video, send a message, share the idea, and nothing bad happens, your nervous system updates its rulebook. It starts to realize, oh, I can still make mistakes and it's safe. That's how confidence is built, not through perfection, but through action. And that's how you truly let go of perfectionism, not by forcing confidence, but by teaching your brain it's safe to keep going even when things aren't perfect. But how does life actually feels like when perfectionism finally loosens its grip? Here's what I discovered. The first time I created something without trying to make it perfect, it felt wrong. I recorded a video that I knew wasn't great. The pacing was off, the light wasn't right, and I forgot to say a few things I wanted to. A part of me wanted to delete it and start over because that's what I had always done. But this time, I didn't. I decided to upload it exactly as it was and just learn from it. And instead of panic, something unexpected happened. I felt relieved. It wasn't my best work and I wasn't even proud of it, but for the first time I experienced what it's like to let go and to realize that it's not the end of the world when things aren't perfect. It was out there for everyone to see my imperfection and nobody even noticed. And that was liberating. That's the moment you realize freedom isn't about perfection, it's about perspective. When you stop chasing perfection and stop treating mistakes like threats, everything starts to shift. Your mind relaxes, you focus on expression instead of impression, your creativity expands. When nothing has to be perfect, everything becomes possible, and your confidence grows. Not from chasing an ideal, but from collecting real evidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. Because that's what freedom really is. Not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward even when it's there. And the best way to make that shift last is to rewire it where it started, in your nervous system. So if you're ready to finally break free from perfectionism, click the video on screen where I share 3 evidence-based methods to rewire your perfectionism at nervous system level so you can feel confident, calm, and free. I'll see you there.